Well, at least that one was quicker that time. We didn't miss any of the action, especially so late in the race. It'd be a terrible shame to miss the finish, because I know it's going to be insane. But thanks again for hanging on, everybody who's still around. Internet's being really garbage today. Can't wait to go back home where the internet's pretty decent, but I gotta work with what I got. Just apologize to the guys. It's a pretty broken up stream here. I wanted to look at the wreck there. Striker was pushing Cameron into the corner, and Cameron ended up with Coulter, and I couldn't see who was on the outside of Coulter. They ended up 3 wide, real tight, up the track. You could fit 2 more cars below Cameron. There's 2 cars above him, and they got together just a bit, got Coulter loose, who got a little sideways free, got into Striker. We saw it fly through the grass, just absolutely in the air. Came back up and just clipped Mark, who clipped Perry. So it's just everybody who hit everybody else. I really wanted to look at that one. That was a pretty interesting wreck, honestly. Cars are so scattered out the track, but a little bit of everybody finished. But
green flag.
8 to go, 7 to go. Bigger's going to lead it. Dorf hanging already off the line with McRae. McRae just gun off Jason Day on the outside. There's no room there. You could fit a piece of paper there. He made it work. Cameron, I know he wants it. 3 wide there with Burke. We might wreck again. There they go. Burke's in the wall.
Caution.
Hang on, Aaron Brock's in the wall.
If you want to stay out, we'll stay out.
Balsamo's in the wall. Good amount of guys are wrecked. Striker managed to avoid it. There's Delgado. Lots of guys are wrecked now. Big mess. There's Cameron Dario. I'm trying to find Burke. There he is. Cameron with a very aggressive move. Doesn't pay off for a lot of guys.
Caution.
Let's see, we can dissect this wreck here. So Cameron sends it 3 wide. There's a spot there in the middle. And that's what we talked about earlier. Just because you can doesn't really mean you should. But it's so late in the race, I can't fault anybody here. You're going for what you got. We also talked about drivers taking the spot if they think they can. They're going to go for it. And this is a perfectly legitimate move. There's enough space. You can fit the car there comfortably. But another thing we talked about is the corners get so tight off the exit. Burke's going to run up on Cameron here. Day's on the outside. It's just not Ross is loose, but Burke's still coming up, comes across Cameron's nose. There they go. See the roof flaps lift up. Prevent the car from flipping over. Take a look from Burke's point of view here in the roll bar. We'll go cockpit. It's very gradual, so let me come back a little bit more. It's very gradual. To him, it looks like, I'm pretty sure it looks like he got turned. I gotta say, he didn't know there were 3 wide. There's Brock, Salas. Great wreck avoidance by these guys. I think Brock caught some wall. I'm gonna look at Steven's point of view. Oh, very fortunate. He was still in it. Oh man, Isaac almost just got him. He was still in it. That's one of those rare times we see it. We've seen a lot of these where guys stay in it and they get wrecked. One of those rare times where someone stays in it and they come away clean. Sometimes you can power through a wreck. I'd rather just brake and stop on the track if I have to. There's different driving styles. I want to see Isaac's point of view here. Got a little free there. Man, I think that was Jerry just flew by. Wow, look at Isaac. Isaac almost just nailed Jerry's right here. Take one more look at it from Brock's point of view. Not too bad. That last hit there on the wall might be a pretty big one, but not too bad there, Buck. It's getting dicey. Lots of cars off the track right now. Trading Paint's loading the paints back in because we have to reset. Side by side, Biggers, McRae, Ross. Dade is outside. Dario's still there with Delgado. Now, look at the damage there on Camp's nose. You can see the hood compared to Delgado's car. You see Cameron's hood's a little buckled there. Not too bad. Striker, good wreck avoidance like the Chopper here. Breast cancer awareness there, pink ribbon for his mother, Leticia Strickland. Brock's got a telephone pole look there, that front end. That's going to be a parachute there. See what he can do with it. Lots of action here. It's going to be 3 to go. A natural 3 to go here. We'll see if they can make it around as Bigger's going to lead them again to the restart zone. Green flag. Bit of a checkup there. I think Ross anticipated it a little too early. Checks up Dario. Bigger, better restart there on McRae. See if he can slide up here. McRae still hanging on his quarter panel. Sends it off into turn 1. Day comes across. Cameron catches a little apron. He's going to drift up the track. Whoa, another wreck. There's Coulter. Someone caught the Striker. Hard hit.
Cool your stuff.
Big hits for these guys. Perry, another. Man, Perry just hit the wall. There's Coulter again. Oh, big mess. We're going to have a green-white checkered. Big hits here. See if we can check them out in the infield care center if they're willing to talk to us. That's pretty, that's the biggest wreck of the night right there. Let's take a look. There's, I gotta pause it real quick. I can't tell who's that in the wall. I think it's Delgado. It is Delgado in the wall. So we'll take a look at Striker's point of view. Delgado's free in the corner. Bounces off Ross. Gets hit in the wall. There's Striker. Coulter runs over him. And then just everybody ping pong balls off everybody else. And I don't mean runs over him like he could have stopped. But, I mean, he's up against them. It's the restart. There's just nowhere to go. See Delgado here. He's free in the corner. See the rear end kick out right there. Bounces off Ross. Striker nowhere to go. Coulter. Brock gets away with it. There's Jerry. Ed had a big hit as well. Take a look from Hayden's point of view. They're wrecking already. Oh man, he just I think he had it cleared, and I think he thought he had it cleared and wasn't really looking for cars coming down. But a lot of these guys, I gotta say, not holding the brake. I know they're wrecked and they're frustrated, but we preach it up and down, left and right. You still gotta hold your brake. See, Ed just rolling down the track. I think Striker and Coulter did it also. I know we're wrecked, but some guys still trying to finish the race, and it's not a good thing. Take a look from Ed's point of view. Oh, this is Cameron. Sorry. We'll back it up here. I don't know why it put me on Cam's car. There we go. Happened so fast. Coulter, we mentioned the high line. Just has momentum. He let off there. Not enough time to stop. There's the Salas. Take one more look there from Steven's point of view. Little tap on the 3. That's a pretty big hit, actually. There's yeah, just you got it, man. There's Malcolm hitting Perry. Burke there. Still gotta hold your brake. Still a thing. Green white checkers coming up. Yeah, that's a major wreck. Got Isaac here from the infield care center. Isaac, what'd you see from your point of view?
I was watching it because I was out of the race at that point, but it looked hard in the end. I saw it while sitting in the pits. Race is done, but sucks to be them.
You're pretty fast throughout the night. Very impressive, though. I can tell you're learning a lot. The car felt pretty good to you for so far.
Yeah, it felt good once the sun went down. We really got more traction within the track. When the sun was up, I felt like I was getting loose everywhere and just sort of hanging on for dear life. Once the sun went down, it was better.
Lots of grip at night. I'll let you go there. We're going to finish off the race here. Thanks for talking to us, and we'll definitely see you next week.
Yep, see you next week.
Biggard's going to lead them off here. Day on the inside. Cameron there with a pretty beat-up car. Brock as well. Cars fading out. There's Burke taking a look there. 3 wide. Scott Coleman is in the middle. Got to be careful with Dakuda. There they go. Dakuda hangs onto it. Oh, still tires are hot. It's got to be careful. Still green flag. There's Stryker on the track, just trying to get the racing now. Biggert coming away with the lead here, rounding 3 and 4. Let's see if Dario has anything for the number 19. Day, you're running 3rd, under attack by McRae. Coming across the line, Biggert, Dario, side by side for 2nd. Jason Day and McRae battling it out for that 3rd spot. Let's see if Day can hang on. I don't think Cameron has anything for Biggert here. He's pretty quick, pulling away. Running about the same line. They're 3 wide back here. I think these guys, Coulter and Copeland, had split Brock. Cameron losing a bit of ground there to the 19. Still side by side for 2nd. There's Ross and Burke in the mix. See if they can upset it. Burke into Ross, into the 44, but it's going to be Nathan Biggert for the win at Auto Club. Dario, Day, McRae, Ross. And Stryker coming across in the beat-up car after a phenomenal race, leading most of the laps. '19. Nathan Biggert coming out with the win. There's Dario in the GOAT number 4. Still a great looking car. Lots of character there. You see the front end nose pretty beat up there. The fender. Day as well, but Biggert's gonna burn it down. Here at Auto Club, fantastic race. Hiccups and all. Didn't miss a lick of action. He's gonna let it fly. Let Biggert. It's gonna blow the engine here. There's Jerry in the background. absolutely can tell he's excited for this win. These wins are very, they're not easy. They're not easy to get with these group of drivers. Definitely not easy. Wait for these guys to come up in the waiting room. Spiggert's gonna park it there on the Auto Club logo. And there goes the engine. See if we can get these guys in here now. There we go. Our third place finisher, Jason Day. Jason Day, you got me?
I do so.
Jason, fantastic racing there. We saw a little bit of everything running into through the sunset into the night. How'd the race fill out for you?
The end of the race was definitely a lot better than the start. I felt like I was way off the pace to start the race. I fell back really quickly. Didn't seem like my tires were hooking up the way I wanted them to. And then the long run speed started to come through. And then as the sun went down, I felt like I was getting faster. And then I did a 2-tire pit stop later. The first stage I didn't take tires, and so I knew I was going to fall back to save a set for later. And then last stage I took two tires to get some track position, and the car was great on 2 tires, and I probably should have took 2 at the end, but no, happy with a third place finish for sure.
We did notice you towards the back, as we usually see you running up front, McRae as well. If I thought you guys were pretty much saving. I kind of figured maybe skip the tire change there in that stage. Towards you mentioned the sun coming down, the track getting cooler, tires coming in, feeling a lot better. Noticing that from other guys as well. We had spoken with. Tire wear not really a big issue towards the end of the runs at night.
I didn't find it even a big issue throughout the whole race. Like even my first stage, I thought my tires were worn out more than they were, but they had barely worn down at all. So that's why I was able to not take tires. I felt pretty good about it. And the 2-tire stop I felt good about too, because the tires just weren't wearing the way I thought. It was just about keeping momentum, and I made a lot of passes on the high side, and then low for the first couple of laps. On the restarts, you can do pretty good.
Fantastic race. Towards the end there, big battle with I believe it was McRae there, side by side a good portion of the time. Lots of action side by side, drafting. Any kind of game plan you had coming in for this race? Kind of just playing it by ear.
Yeah, just played it by ear. It's not one of my better tracks. Yeah, I didn't really have a strategy. It was kind of stay up front. I was hoping for a top 5, top 3. I'm pretty happy with. I think I could have had something for those guys in the long run, but the way the restarts worked out, and I had a little bit of damage. I got doored by about 4 or 5 guys tonight. I'm not sure what was going on, and I avoided probably 6 or 7 wrecks. So I was lucky at the same time as I was having a good night.
Awesome, lots of skill there. Usually we seeing you run up front, so definitely not a forward spot for you, but great day for you overall. Give me some shout outs. Who do you want to thank for being here?
Of course, thanks for you for doing the broadcast, and you're doing a great job with it. Thanks to Chop Shop for putting on a great series. My 3 sons for sponsoring the series. Congrats to Nate and Cam for their 1-2 finishes. They were fantastic, especially on the longer runs. Thanks to all my guys at Five Kings Motorsports and all our sponsors. EPI Performances, Savage Edge Apparel, Makoni Setup Shop, not Makoni anymore, Butt Kicker, Raz Energy, Bam Racing Videos, and just thanks for everybody coming to watch.
Awesome. We appreciate you joining Chop Shop and the compliments. We'll definitely see you next week to continue the action, right?
For sure.
Awesome. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
Jason Day, phenomenal finish coming from the back. bit of a struggle according to him. When the sun was up, that transition is very, very tricky. So we started racing mid transition there. So good job to these guys. You know, hanging out, waiting out. It's very, very hard to be patient when the car doesn't feel good. I'm not sure. I think Bigger, his car looks pretty clean to me, but he might have a scratch somewhere. Take a look. Talk with the driver number 4, Goat Diecast Machine, Cameron Dario. Got me.
What's up, man?
That race is pretty crazy, right?
That was fun, dude. I hope it was a good show.
That was a ton of fun to watch. What a blast! Give me a rundown. How did it feel for you?
Well, it felt like I was going to win the race until the last 10 laps, and we couldn't get going. And if we had gotten going, it's mine. It's going to be looking good. But Nate did a hell of a job, man. He did great, got up there, and was taking the bumps on the restarts pretty well because I was ready to get up and go. But yeah, all in all, it was just a lot of fun. It was just maintain the tire wear and try not to get too loose coming off the corner. Watch the bumps when you're next to somebody. But just all in all, it was a lot of fun. You could charge the corner really hard and still make the exit. It was more fun race I've had at Auto Club, actually, to be honest. One of the better ones.
I think I gotta agree. Usually, Auto Club is pretty
Loose.
yeah, it's pretty wild, right? But we spoke with Day just a bit here on the transition. The sun not playing too nice with a lot of guys. Did you have trouble as well? It didn't look like you did.
It was just super bright. That's
Sun in your eyes.
Yeah, it was just super bright. And it was a little bit more loose. I noticed that really, really big change after the second stage, after we got the next set of tires, because that thing just plowed coming off the corner, and you had to kind of adjust your line a little bit. But all in all, it wasn't. I mean, I guess it was substantial, honestly, because it plowed crazy coming off of turn 2 after the start of stage 3 or whatever. So yeah, it was a big part of it.
Talk to me about tire wear. It's from what I can tell, a lot of guys took 2 tires various times throughout the race. Something come across your mind, giving that a shot maybe towards the end?
Not one time, no, not
No.
a chance.
4 all day, huh?
Yeah, man, because when that thing starts sliding, I don't want to be like, I wish I took 4 tires. It's gonna be too late. So I mean, no, not at Auto Club. Auto Club's very close to like Homestead, and the way the car moves around on the bottom of the track and how it moves back up to the center off of the corner, and it just creates a huge momentum change in the body of the car, which makes it just get crazy snap coming off. So it was good. I don't know what else to say. It's always a ton of fun when I come out here and race with these guys, and look forward to it every week.
It's a great show. What about next week? So we got road racing next week at Indianapolis. How do you take yourself as a road racing driver?
Probably be like 7th. Probably solid 7th.
Good, pretty top 10 days. Not too bad on a road course, huh?
Well, I'm hoping only 7 people show up. But
It'll help maybe, but no, I think you'll do better than that. You're pretty phenomenal driver all around. But
I appreciate that. But we'll see. It'll be practice needed for sure.
One of those tracks. But great show. Another second place finish. These top 3s are they're shooting you well. Give me some shout outs. Give me some thanks. Who do you want to thank?
Hey man, thank you for doing this. It's cool that it's in house. It's somebody we know we like, and you do a hell of a job, man. So I want to thank you for doing it. Thanks Stryker and John for putting this whole thing together. Gotta make a shout out to Charles for sponsoring me with the Goat Diecast. Anybody who's watching, if you're interested in getting any NASCAR, apparel or cars or diecast, look it up. It's goatracingdiecast.com. It's got a huge selection from way back. I'm talking like Harry Gant and those guys all the way to today, Alex Bowman and Kyle Larson and them. So, whenever you guys get a chance, y'all should check that out.
Awesome. Appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week at Indy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Cameron Dario, great show. Class act as always, great guy to watch race and to be around. He's so kind. Up next we got our race winner, Nathan Biggert, driving the 19.
What's up, Joe?
Nate, phenomenal race there. What an awesome race. This it had so much action, so much drama going on. But before we break it down, I want to ask the question about the start. This is the start of the race. We starting mid transition. Sun's pretty bad. I think 1 and 2, not too bad in the backstretch. How was the racing under the sunset at the start?
Yeah, it definitely changed a lot. Like in the sun, I don't know. I had a very roller coaster night. Like in practice, I was top of the board, one of the fastest guys out there. And then we got into qualifying, and for some reason, I don't know, my driving changed, the track changed, but I qualified 16th for this race, and that was pushing it as hard as I could, and just didn't have the speed even in the beginning of the race. Like, I guess we laid down some rubber on the track and practice and everything, and it just changed so much that I couldn't drive it anymore, and everybody else seemed to be faster than me. And then, yeah, it just started to get later into the night and darker, and it seemed like my car came back to me. I learned a few things, just how to drive it throughout. But, yeah, just the track changes a lot. And I went from having to downshift into fourth and then finding that just staying in fifth would help it turn better. And it's crazy on how much just heat of the track changes how these cars drive.
So you mentioned waiting for the car to come in. You have a lot of experience with these cars. Been doing it for a few years now, I believe. Tell me, from maybe a rookie standpoint who doesn't have experience, how difficult it is. You're seeing the guys; they're kind of getting away from you. The car's struggling. The track's changing. It's pretty hard to just ride around and watch everybody fly by. What are you thinking at that moment? How do you keep yourself calm?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually, I am new and kind of a rookie too. iRacing, actually, like even sim racing, I started about 8 months ago. But I guess I've always been a very patient person, like almost to a fault, and even in life and everything, I'm just very patient. But it changes on stuff like this. You get that competitive nature and stuff, and I get frustrated in the beginning. As soon as I did qualified in the back of the pack, I was frustrated. And then the race started, and I wasn't gaining any positions, and I was even getting more frustrated and watching these guys drive away. But I guess in my head, I just, I take a step back and think, I'm like, these guys got to be pushing it too hard. Like I know you can go out here and lay down fast laps, but you're only going to be able to do that for a certain amount of time, and the tires get hot, they wear out. And that's what happened in the first stage. They pushed it. I got lucky. They got a caution. We got a caution. And when we restarted, I had fresher tires because I had been going easier that whole stage. And basically, that's what really got rid of my frustration. I think if that wouldn't have happened, I would have had a much worse race. But just the fact of getting that caution, and then after that, we did that restart, I was all of a sudden the fastest guy on the track. And that just like, oh, okay, I'm not that far off. I'm just not pushing it as much as these other guys. But yeah, it's just about being patient. And even if they are passing you, just keep trying different things. Like I said, throughout this race, I tried many different things, different lines, entering low into turn one, entering high, shifting, not shifting. You got to find something that works. And in these long races, you got plenty of time to do it.
Pretty spectacular race here. Lots of major crashes, accidents, lots of stuff going on. Guys taking 2 tires, 4 tires, no tires. What was your game plan coming in? Did you ever think about 2 tires? A couple of drivers we spoke to, tire wasn't too bad somewhere. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, actually, I was in Discord, hanging out with Jerry and Cam. And at the end of the first stage, me and Jerry were thinking about just getting fuel only. and trying to save a set for the end of the race. Because I mean, tires, if you went easy on them, they didn't really wear that bad. But a fresh set and you could drive through the field in a couple laps. You know, if we had like these late race restarts, if someone had fresh tires and could get through cleanly, you could do it pretty quickly. But I don't know. We just felt like we're going to change them, and because we had 3 sets, we'd just change them at each stage and then one in between in the middle of the last stage because we were going to need fuel anyways. But honestly, as soon as we did, we come back out, we kind of regretted it because, I mean, my tires were still at 94% after that first 25-lap run. And I think I could have just, you know, saved that set for the end, which obviously I didn't need to. It worked out in my favor at the end of the night anyway, but you don't know that. And I really wish, I'm hoping someday soon that iRacing can get it to where, like we always say, we want them, the tires we take off should be able to be like in a bank somewhere and we can put them back on. Because wasting that set with 94% still on it, it just sucks, you know. It'd be nice to have that back. And that would change a lot of the strategy on the sim. And just looking forward to hopefully someday they can do that.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like those days before we had green, white, checkered. Well, 4 or 5 years ago, we were begging iRacing to give us green, white checkers, and they finally did it. So I get the feeling, yeah, we need a option to put the scuffs back on because, you know, you take them off and they're like 95, 96%. Like, these sets are still good for late in the race if you tore your stuff up. But a lot of us agree with you for sure. Towards the end of the race, couple cautions, have to do a couple restarts. Cameron's right next to you. A lot of pressure on your mind. Maybe a lot of us kind of empty out our mind. What are your thoughts there on those restarts?
Yeah, I guess it comes with experience. I guess the more I do this and the more I get to run up front and battle for these, you know, top 3s, top 5s, it makes me more comfortable. I guess I still get excited, but I don't let it like make me make mistakes anymore. But yeah, knowing Cam's behind me actually was a relief because me and Cam run well together. I mean, if it come down to like the championship, I don't put it past him, you know, trying to move me out of the way. But in these races, we work well together. We race great together, and we just have a great time doing it. So I wasn't too worried about that. But as far as everybody else, yeah, you got to stay calm, just hit your marks, and just do the best you can. You know, you can't change anything anyone else does. So just try to do the best lap I can in those last few laps, and it worked. You know, Cam dove it in real hard that last turn 3 and 4, but he just killed his exit on that sense. So I was able to just gap and take the win. It felt great.
Awesome, fantastic racing there, and lots of great insight there. Appreciate the words there. Give us some shout outs, some thanks, all that. Who do you want to thank for being here?
Yeah, absolutely. I always forget to do this, but I just want to congratulate the other guys in the top 3, Cam getting second and Jason getting 3rd place. It was a rough race today. You know, it was fun. We were up there 3 wide up front, 4 wide at one point. It was awesome. So just congratulate those guys on the finish tonight. Everybody for coming out. We had a good, decent field tonight. It was awesome racing. Thank the Chop Shop guys for putting this race on. Stryker, John. Appreciate everything they do for this league, all the different league, the types of racing we do. Pretty much do every one of them and enjoy every one because of the people involved. Thank you, Joe, for doing the broadcast, Chop Shop TV. Thank anybody, the fans out here watching. Appreciate y'all. And last but not least, give a shout out to my mom. Tell her I love her.
Awesome. Can't forget the moms, the spouses, the women of our lives that keep us going, right?
That's right.
All right. So I do want to ask you one thing. I asked Cameron, next week is Indy Road, one of the few road courses. A lot of guys are kind of, it's road racing. A lot of off tracks. It's going to be pretty crazy. How do you figure yourself for a road racer?
I mean, I'm actually really good road racer in these cars. I enjoy it. I think last year, actually, last season in the Chop Shop, I got 2 wins on road courses, Watkins Glen and or the Road America. Oh, no, I gave up Road America win. That's right. But anyway, I'm good at the road courses usually, but I am a little worried. I will need a lot of practice. Hopefully this week I'll have some time to put in some laps because I have never raced on Indy road course before. A couple weeks ago, I did turn a few laps with John when the ARCA series was running there, but I just in practice, and it was probably about like less than 20 laps. So I will need some practice, but looking forward to. I like these cars on the road courses. They're hard, they're heavy, they don't brake, they don't turn, but everyone's running the same thing. So we're all fighting the same battle, and it's just a fun time.
Awesome. We'll definitely see you there. We'll continue the story. This first 2 races of the season have been phenomenal. If it's anything to tell for the rest of the season, it's going to be a great season. So we'll see you next week there at Indy Road to continue this epic saga.
Yeah, sounds good. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Nathan Biggert, the 19 Toyota winner at Auto Club. Just phenomenal racing. I'm just astounded. I'm so happy I get to watch and call the race versus being there. I think I'm having more fun dissecting the wrecks, drivers, styles. A great transition, I think, out of racing that's starting to slow down for me. Approaching that point where it happens to everybody. We just start to regress. Age comes and you're not as good as you were, and you start doing dumb things and mistakes and all kinds of stuff. So it happens. But I'm happy I can stick around to the racing and just watch and call a race. It's awesome. You know, I'm having a blast. Get to sit here and enjoy some good racing. And it's all thanks to these guys at Chop Shop to put on the great race that we get to watch and call and even view the wrecks that are spectacular. I know it sucks, but they're pretty amazing to watch sometimes. Like Striker just flying through the grass like a couple feet off the air. It's a heavy car. It's flying through the air. Or Donnie getting hit in the door and also getting sent. It just pops up in the air. It's pretty wild. So I know it sucks when you're driving and you're in that wreck. I've been there. But when you're watching it, some of these wrecks are they're so spectacular. They're pretty interesting. But I appreciate everybody watching, sticking around through working through the issues. Internet's just it's just garbage. I can't wait to go back home where the internet's good. But we'll work through it. Appreciate the Chop Shop guys, Striker and Hammond for letting me do this. Because and Jason, Signature Esports for really taking me on as a co-broadcaster earlier in the year and teaching me, letting me join and commentate and really get my feet wet. So big shout out to Jason for he more or less getting me started. I guess I could say having a blast doing this here. But I appreciate you guys. Most of all, everybody who's watching this or who will watch this, run back through it. All these 3 parts of videos. I think it happened twice. So we got three different parts there for the race. We managed to capture all the action. We missed a wreck review, unfortunately, but got the race in. Lots of action. Next week, Indy Road Racing. I love road racing. I love Indianapolis like the back of my hand. I love that track. The oval is great. The road course, the new road course, they finally updated it. So the new road course is phenomenal. It's going to be some great racing. Top off to cap it off here. Nathan Biggert takes the win. Cameron Dario, good couple car lengths behind, 5/10 off second place. Jason Day edging out James McRae, side by side battle for the last 3 laps. Jeremiah Burke, Leroy Kolbenitz, Michael Coulter Jr. Great finish, good bounce back from being a bunch of wrecks. Joshua Brock as well. Salas, I think it's a career best for Stefan Salas in 10th. Avoided a bunch of wrecks. Decuna as well in 11th. These big hitters got into some big messes. Striker nowhere to go in one of those wrecks there. Just got caught up. 12. Christian Nagato 13 running up front for most of the race there. Got a little free and got some of Ross. Perry, Malka, Culver, Jerry. I feel for Jerry. Phenomenal race. Nothing to hang your head about. You were up front the whole night, man. You had a great race there. Isaac as well. Mark Ritkin, or Richin, I believe. Rolling down here, Donnie Williams, John Hammond. Brian Rayburn, Daniel Kolbenitz, and Michael Caffrey rounding out in last place for the My Three Sons Next Gen Cup Series here. That'll do it for us for Chop Shop TV tonight. Fantastic racing as always. These guys are putting on a hell of a show week in and week out. We got Next Gens coming up on Sunday evening. Don't miss it. It's going to be a fantastic race. More or less the same drivers, a couple different drivers there, but it's still fantastic racing. These guys are putting on a show. We'll see you next week, next Friday, for Indianapolis Road Course Racing. They're going to sling around this heavy stock car, turning left and right. It's going to be lots of action going on. Don't miss it. That's it for us here, Chop Shop TV. We'll catch you next week. Have a great night, everybody.